All right, well, this right here caught my attention. So Jennifer Welch from the I've Had It podcast explaining why moderates need to be burned to the ground. So you can certainly tell why I am very interested in what's going on here. Are we could the liberal podcasters be getting more radicalized and have had enough with the sort of like do nothing white moderates that dominate the party who only want to go further and further to the right to appeal to the exact same interests as the Republicans, thus making them not really be liberal at all? Well, it's I'm perceiving, I'm tapping in, I'm cluing in, I'm keying in. Let's see if this is the case. What do we got here?
Okay. I've had it with moderates.
No.
Base?
You don't say. I think when somebody says, well, I'm a moderate, they're allowing for some space in that statement that is exclusionary to marginalized groups. Meaning,
okay, yeah. Yeah. She's spitting. Okay, true.
if somebody says they're moderate, then they don't go all the way in on DEI being a legitimate proposal for a very, very diverse nation like the United States of America. Or they say, I'm moderate. And in that, what I hear is, look, I'm okay. The guy that cuts my hair, darling, he's gay. But, I'm moderate. I don't like all this other gay stuff. I just feel like they're just saying enough. And I just think right now at this stage in Trump's America, you're either batshit crazy or you're for everybody.
Or you're not, yeah.
And so I want to burn moderates to the ground.
All moderates.
All moderates.
Based. She's more or less hitting the fucking nail on the head right there. Again, if you're a fucking moderate at this point in time, you're just a fucking right-winger, okay? Like, I don't give two flying fucks about this. I was hoping that she'd, like, go all the way in and just be like, fuck it. But, saying that they need to be burnt to the ground, that's also good enough for me, okay? Like, I have no problem with that. But, yeah, like, moderates are just conservatives, okay? Like, they're just your average run-of-the-mill conservatives. The type of people who say, like, my fucking hair cutter is gay. I don't really give a fuck about that. But, like, all this other, like, gay shit I have a problem with. That's a conservative, right? Like, a person who has, like, a sort of, wants to return to a particular, like, status quo, doesn't want anything to be, like, further pushed forward and stuff like that. But they're always willing and ready to kowtow to further and further sort of, like, right-leaning positions. The quote-unquote ratchet effect of progress that the moderate is supposed to act towards, right? Like, Martin Luther King Jr., as always, talking about the sort of the plight of the fucking white moderate and how they're completely and utterly fucking useless in terms of, like, the arc of progress.
Red moderates, blue moderates, all of them. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. I want no part of any moderates and or moderation.
True. We live, she's spitting, dude. Like, we live in a fucking time of either, haves and have-nots. We are living in a sort of more binary sort of a time politically, okay? You're either a fascist or you are some flavor of fucking leftist, okay? Democratic, socialist, sock dem, whatever, communist, yada, 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 okay? Like, no more of this fucking bullshit, okay? Nobody wants any more of this, like, stupid centrist fucking bullshit. Like I've said before, neoliberalism is a dead ideology. It's over. It is done. Nobody wants that shit anymore. And I also throw in the fucking Republicans into this as well, because economically speaking, that is the sort of ideology that they prescribe to. Doing everything possible to sort of, like, have laissez-faire capitalism as much as possible. And it's just not working. Nobody fucking likes that. Oh, yeah, exactly, Boy Meets Minnie. Like, the people who complain about people being, too poor, like, we're being too polarized is, they like, listen, whoosh, or they're just people who are comfortable in their fucking position of life, or they're just rich in themselves, right? Like, they're comfortable in their position, they complain about polarization, they're just, like, stupid, out-of-touch fucking morons who are just, like, shut-ins because they have money so they can afford to be more shut-in. Like, 1,000 fucking percent there. We got a part 2. What do we got here?
My question to you is, then does an independent fall in the moderate category because they want to take... No, okay.
No, because, like, what's his name? In
Bernie's
Maine. Yeah, Bernie is an independent. But no, I think sometimes he runs with there's another one, Angus, whatever. He's in Maine. He's Susan Collins' fellow senator, and he's an independent.
I think it's Angus McKing or something, right? Could you look that up real quick, Boy Meets Minnie? I think it's Angus King. Angus King. Thank you. McKing. Whatever. I was close enough. Yeah, Angus King.
Everybody always caucuses with the Democrats. I don't take issues with independence because both political parties are beholden to corporate interests. So I have no issue with independence.
Okay.
True.
I take issue with somebody saying, I'm a moderate. I think it's bullshit. And what I think it is this. I think deep down they're triple Trumpers. They're just embarrassed.
Holy shit! No, she doesn't. Okay, now she's she got it. Okay, she's got it. We got it. It's good, folks. It's absolute cinema. She knows she's got it. Yep, 1000%. Because that's what it fucking is, right? They're just afraid of not being like, because they know, broadly speaking, it is very, very, very fucking unpopular to be a fucking conservative. Nobody likes conservatives. Conservatives have just been running shit into the fucking ground for the past 40 plus years. I honestly, I'd argue 60 plus years. And everyone is sick and tired of all this bullshit, okay? People want something more populist. That is what they want. None of this fucking moderation bullshit. None of this fucking stupid laissez-faire neoliberal bullshit, okay? They want, like, some populist renewal. A return to fucking Keynesian economics, for fuck's sake, would even be, like, a way, way better. The victories of the socialists and the communists from the 1930s helped produce the most economically productive time in human history. And that's not fucking hyperbole. That's not ridiculous to fucking say. And back during those times, there was no Democrat and Republican. It was a fucking uniparty. What eventually happened? People fell asleep at the wheel. Looking at you, Gen X, you fucking bastards. Looking at you, baby boomers, you bastards. You people didn't keep pushing further and further and further forward to sort of catalyze and allow and just like completely kneecap the bourgeoisie from when they were at some of their weakest fucking points in history. Time like during the times of the New Deal, where they were forced to have to pay like tax rates of top marginal tax rates of about 90+%, because that's what helped produce the significant economic productive boom of, well, the broader sort of like baby boom, the sort of revival and renewal of America, the golden age of America. That's what led to that. Making sure that those fucking rich bastards at the top were paying their fair share of fucking taxes.
In certain social circles, sophisticated social circles, they say they're a moderate because they know how depraved and disgusting the triple Trump MAGA movement is. And so they just say they're a moderate so they don't look like a racist. I think it's...
She's not wrong when she's saying this. I would go further personally. I'm not expecting Jennifer Welch here to go further in particular. She's not wrong, right? I don't think what she's saying is inaccurate here. It is socially shameful, I would say, to be a Republican at this point. Like, if you are an out and about Republican, yeah, you will be shamed. No one likes you. Everyone fucking hates you. Like, you will be socially fucking ostracized. And honestly, like, that is a potentially powerful force to sort of like snap people out of this, right? Like, that's not hyperbolic to say either, right? Like, if you're not able to, like, get along with fucking people because of your particular political predilections, you're more than likely going to try to change those in order to be able to get along with people. Or you may go further down the rabbit hole. You know, one of the two. But, yeah, if you're a fucking moderate in this day and age, you're just, like, you're a fucking just embarrassed fucking conservative. You're just a conservative, and nobody fucking likes conservatives or conservatism.
I think saying you're a moderate is, like, cover for not fighting for human rights, and you cherry pick which groups get it and which ones don't.
Yeah, I was thinking, then you have the luxury, if somebody presses you on it, to change your view based on the circle that you're in, just like you said.
And I'm just going to say, I've always noticed it's white people that are moderates.
A lot of the problems in this country are because of white men, and white women are right there with them nowadays.
White women are right there with them.
I mean, I used to try to give a pass to white women.
Wait, they're spitting. Wait, they're being misogynists. Let's go. Holy shit. Whoa, crazy. They're going further. Yeah. White women looking at you, you fucking bastards. Yeah, dude, all of your, like, schizophrenic conniptions about, like, trans people, like, that don't fucking exist whatsoever is also what's, like, goddamn leading to shit like this. Yeah, you know, totally fucking agree with this shit.
Women, particularly my age group, but my age group of white women, the worst of the worst.
No, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Not all. There's a lot
Real?
of us like you and me.
I hate wine moms as well. God, I fucking hate them so much. They're super fucking entitled, full of themselves, fucking repressed goddamn losers. They're so fucking annoying. I despise them. Yeah, hashtag not all wine moms, okay? They're wine moms, okay? They're the good wine moms, okay?
I mean, from your age group to my age group.
Which is 4 fucking years, just
Five.
FYI.
But
no, in 1 month it's 4.5
in 8 months or something.
4.
But anyway, I think that there's a lot that really fight the good fight. But typically there's a group of white women, especially in the South, that have so much internalized misogyny.
Yeah.
And it's
True.
really, really gross that they have no
That's
knowledge
certainly a
of history
factor.
and the fight for civil rights before them, for women's rights. And they don't realize that women's rights are human rights. Right. They don't realize that.
Wait, they're in Oklahoma? That shithole of a state? What, that ranks like basically last in like everything in terms of like socioeconomic outcomes? You want to talk about a shithole of a state? Oklahoma is one of those fucking states. God, fucking Oklahoma is just like such a mismanaged fucking just crapshoot of a state. Like, wasn't the most recent thing that passed in fucking Oklahoma that they have to have the 10 Commandments displayed in all fucking schools? Hey, Republicans! Hey! I thought we cared about the First Amendment of the Constitution. What happened to separation of powers? Yeah, 10 Commandments plus Bible teaching? That's literally unconstitutional. Like, quite literally. The fucking founding fathers intended for America to be a fucking secular state. It's so fucking goofy, dude. Holy shit.
Well, as you know, I was raised with internalized misogyny and didn't realize I had it until into my 30s and 40s. It didn't, because it was so indoctrinated, and that's just how it was. I didn't realize it until I was well past.
Them talking about the potential consequences of like capitalist fucking patriarchy, that is based, dude, you know, because that's what it is, right? Like patriarchal standards that were established throughout the fucking 50s and 60s. You know, like quick reminder, of course, like women weren't able to open up banks or have cards, like credit cards under their names till like the 70s, dude. Like it was that bad. Like people talk about like, well, you know, the arc, it's like they were able to sort of like be able to vote. They won in the 19th Amendment. They got their fucking rights. It's like, no, the fuck they didn't, okay? Like, how many, like, fucking domestic violence situations probably happened during the fucking 50s that didn't, broadly speaking, get fucking reported on? Like, let's keep it a fucking $1.50 here, okay? Like, that's not ridiculous or utter hyperbole to say, right? Like, and also, divorces were harder than fucking ever, also still during the fucking 50s. Those are like rights that were able to sort of like be won by women, because it used to all just be in the control of the man, right? Because, you know, every fucking judge and all the fucking lawyers and everything sort of operate on assumptions like, it's probably the fucking wife's fault, that stupid fucking bitch or some shit. Like, that's not like ridiculous to say. That was a very, very common sort of patriarchal trend that used to fucking exist. And now, well, a lot of goddamn sort of like, acts, amendments, and rights have been sort of, broadly speaking, passed to help sort of like, well, mitigate those fucking problems.
You know, my 20s. And that's pretty terrifying.
I would say even 40s, Pops, if we get really honest here.
I mean, there was probably starting to be an awakening in law school.
I remember in your 30s, I remember a lot of deference to the patriarchy.
Absolutely. Yeah. But, you know, when you're raised in a strictly conservative Christian household, it is a way of life.
That's true. She ain't lying. But then again, for conservatives, the point of it is, you know, and this is like the further step, you know, if they want to go along this particular line, which is a good line to be going particularly along, the point for conservatives is not in the service of fucking humanity. It's about maintaining hierarchy and control. First order principle I've always mentioned before on this channel about what conservatives, broadly speaking, want to do. They want to maintain hierarchy and control over whatever, honestly, like religious institutions, governments, economic forces of production, even up to other human beings, right? That is the entire fucking point of all of this. And credit to Jennifer Welch. I don't remember the name of the other co-host. I'm really bad with fucking names. Of the I've Had It podcast. Yeah, great. Fantastic that they're starting to like recognize this. That's like the essential sort of like next step, right? That the problem is fundamentally with the ideology in of itself. Angie Sullivan, thank you, Boy Meets Minnie. Fundamentally speaking, it is the ideology itself. This is just the ideological predilections that exist for fucking conservatives. It is about maintaining control. That is the entirety of the point. Control over women's bodies, control over money, control over property, control over every facet of fucking life. That is the point. So, it's great to see that, it's sort of being recognized. Yeah, I'll say recognized that I don't know, liberals, yeah, I think it's, they're liberals. That's not ridiculous or hyperbolic to say, to be honest. That they're more and more starting to recognize the main fundamental sort of issues with these particular systems of power that exist within, well, not just the United States, but broadly speaking, all sort of white Western, societies, right? Like, it's also like, it's not as prevalent within, like, say, the European Union, but it exists in the European Union. It exists throughout, like, South Asian, like, countries as well. They're highly patriarchal there. The problem, fundamentally speaking, is with the ideology of fucking conservatism. Period. End of story. And these are systems of societal systems of control that exist that need to be fucking broken fundamentally if people want to sort of, like, I don't know, broadly speaking, experience some form of, like, liberation from the current sort of, like, I don't know, like, shackles that they currently exist under, right? Like, this doesn't only go for women, but this is also broad concepts that also apply to men. Men, we can talk about, like, how much they benefit from fucking patriarchy, that's like a whole shebang, but there's also, like, aspects of patriarchy that are very, very sort of, like, consequential even for men. This is the whole intersectional bit, right? Like, even men suffer from this about as much as women. Like, if you're not able to do the sort of goddamn, like, sort of desires and, like, wants of, like, what patriarchy want or desires out of you, like, it's going to be very, very problematic. You will be socially shunned from, like, well, men's spaces, broadly speaking, in of itself, right? Like, that's not, like, ridiculous or hyperbolic to say whatsoever. And it's good to see that, again, people like liberals are beginning to more and more broadly recognize this. A lot of people are going to start to broadly recognize that the fundamental issue is with conservatism in of itself. So yeah, this is a positive development. It's good to see. Yada, 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 all that good stuff, Don't think there's really much else to say besides that.